Oh, hey Reese, what's going on today? Hi, how you going? It is, of course, me, Reese T. O'Leary of perpelFLAME and Company. That's right, perpelFLAME. Have you had enough water today? Really? I'm asking seriously. Have you had enough water today? Make sure you hydrate, please. Today, welcome to a new Sunday series. It's called Soulful Sundays, where we're going to talk about some different soulful issues and topics and discussions that I think people should talk more about. People should think more about. People should discuss this with other people. Think about it yourself. Whatever else, right? And today's topic that I really, 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 really want to talk to you all about is seeing through the eyes of others. Yeah. Now, seeing through the eyes of others, it sounds like a weird concept at first when you think about it. It's like, how can I see through somebody else's perspective? Yeah. People have their own unique circumstances and situations and all that lovely stuff that occur to them on a day-to-day basis. So it's almost, if you think about it, near impossible to see through the eyes of others unless you have some sort of empathy or compassion or ability to comprehend what someone might be experiencing. Now, you're probably thinking, and if you're not, let me put it on record, what authority or where do I get off talking about this topic? If you don't know this already, I have for many, many years now had the pleasure of being able to provide people with what I refer to as intuitive mediumship readings. That's a term that I coined personally. So if you ever see that term out there, that's mine. See through my eyes, it's mine. But these readings are a mixture and a blend of my ability to intuit and my ability to empathize and empathically reach into another being of sorts, of metaphoric sorts, and see from their perspective. Now, this has afforded me such an insight and an ability to which is really, really, really needed in the world, if you ask me. There are other people, of course, that can do this, and there are many people out there that are compassionate and empathetic. But to truly empathize with someone and to truly be able to see through the eyes of somebody else, we need to encompass and essentially open up our heart space. Yeah, a term that probably gets chucked around a little too much, but we need to open up. You've got to be vulnerable. You've got to look at things in yourself that people usually don't want to look at or are difficult to manage or look at because some people might still be processing those things. Yeah. Now, in my journey as a reader, let's call it that. Let's just stick to that as an easy label. Yeah. In my journey as a reader, I've come across some of the most wild and let's say out there and sometimes really sad, sometimes really angering experiences. I'm not even expressing enough what readings have actually afforded me the ability to see, not just for myself but other people. And what I find really interesting actually is when I do a reading, I am not just providing the person who I'm reading for information usually about themselves that they can't see or they wouldn't usually be able to view because of their perspective in that current moment or time. As a third party, and generally speaking, as a third party that doesn't know this person, especially for new clients or people that come through that are brand new to me, it affords me the ability not only to see into their eyes or see through their eyes and how they view the world and how they view everything that goes on in it, but also it teaches me more about me. And the process of readings has actually afforded me the ability to provide myself with a lot of much needed healing and perspective that I've been unable to receive from anywhere else. So seeing through the eyes of others is not an easy task, let me tell you. first of all, as I've been mentioning, you yourself need to be on some level perceptive, right? Intuitive, mindful, and aware of what you've been through, what you're going through, and then what other people are going through, or what they've already been through. It can be quite heavy, yeah. It generally is, you know. People don't generally often come for a reading unless they need to see from a different perspective, or they're seeking out a different perspective. Now, no hate to any form of like mental health professional, counseling, therapy, psychiatrist, psychologist, but sometimes these services don't offer this type of seeing through the eyes of others based on the fact of the rules and regulations and, you know, strict things that they need to adhere to as well. And I respect that. I totally respect that. However, there are instances where that can be actually detrimental to an individual because it keeps them locked in to a certain perspective, yeah? Now, my aim and my goal from this video is to just get people thinking about seeing through the eyes of others, what that looks like, and the capacities that it can look like in all its rights. I don't know if I'll be chucking much up there today, but if I am, it's already up, I'm sure. I do all that in my post edits, and I have a think about what I want you to see up there. But I was thinking about this before I started doing this video, right? And I thought, what are some of the ways that people can see through the eyes of others, you know, on a day-to-day general basis? Because I really would like people, you know, if you want to take up the challenge, to try and start to see through the eyes of other people. And seeing through, it's ironic because if some people see this video that have had interactions with me before, you'll know that I am not an easy person to deal with, because not only am I very perceptive and very intuitive, but I don't allow people's traumas or the way they're perceiving the world to be, in quote marks, my problem. And over the years, I've had to learn myself how to make my perceptions and my awareness nobody else's problem, right? I have done that in the past. Easy to admit that one. I have made my issues other people's problems. But as I've gone on and grown and become more wise and all the rest of it that comes with knowledge, you know, and situational circumstances and awareness and blah, 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 I have become more aware to be able to see through people's eyes in such a level that I can read body language, I can read psychology, sociology very, very, very easily on someone. I can generally look someone up and down and know exactly what they've been through, or why they are standing before me in the capacity that they are standing before me. So if you could all try to see through the eyes of others, first of all, I want you to think about that and think about, what does that actually mean to see through the eyes of others for you, through your eyes? Because this is my perspective on the topic, so what's yours? Yeah. The first thing is invite open perspective. Okay, that's one really big tip I can give for you all. You've got to be open enough to invite open perspective. And it doesn't mean that your belief systems or your paradigms or your situations or circumstances that you've experienced, it doesn't mean they don't matter. But if I could put a terminology to it, be agnostic towards your own experiences, right? So 99% of you believes in this, but there's that 1% that is open-minded to something different, right? That's how you learn and grow. That's how you do afford yourself the ability to see through the eyes of other people, is by remaining agnostic. That 1% is so important. You wouldn't believe what that 1% can do, because that 1% is your doorway to a higher learning, right? So, simple ways that we can see through the eyes of others, right? When we're driving on the road, when we're using public transport, when we're at the shops, right? Doing our grocery shops. When we are, on holidays. That's a really big one for me, because as you all know, I live in Thailand, and you know, living in Thailand, I see a lot of tourism that is just rubs me the wrong way. People not seeing through the eyes of others. Yeah. What's another way you can see through the eyes of others? When you're on the phone to people. That's a weird one for people, I know, but I've grown up working in a lot of call centers and over the phone. I've spent a lot of my life on the bloody phone. And so for me, seeing through the eyes of other people doesn't just extend to when I'm looking at them, it also extends to when I'm on a phone call with them. And again, I want to reiterate, there are many times where I haven't seen through the eyes of others, but I've gone away and thought about that. And I've gone away and posed different perspectives to myself and put myself in those people's shoes, yeah, and tried to see things very differently. So I'm going to leave you all with a challenge. I want you all to attempt to start to see through the eyes of other people more. And what that's going to afford you is only something that you will come to see, right? It will be brilliant for you, I promise. And it will make the world a better place if more of us can start to see through the eyes of others. So I really, really would love if everyone could try that. I would really love if everyone could try that and see how you go with it. You know, give me some feedback. Let me know in the comment section if you want more tips. Let me know. I'm happy to talk about it, discuss it, because it's all about higher learning, higher wisdoms, and higher educations for all, right? And that's something that, you know, you got to get from the good old school of hard knocks. So thank you very much for your time. I will see you next Sunday for another Soulful Sunday, and like, share, subscribe, and keep tuning into these videos. Let me know how you enjoy them or not. Alrighty, Roo. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Bye. Catch us on the flip side.